Sonnets by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org by Bruce Kachuk. For Remembrance. What wife had he? What sweetheart? What fair love? So will the gossips ask themselves when Fame shall set her impudent lips upon my name, and make an auction for your cast-off glove. They know you not. You are a brooding dove, whose spirit, fearful of the world's sharp flame, nestles unto the goodness whence it came, and hath nor wish to range, nor will to rove. Yet that through dusty time you may not pass unpictured, unenshrined, or unadored, I build this turret of eternal brass, wherein, so long as word may chime with word, you are to sit before your jeweled glass, beautiful as the garden of the Lord.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
To A.D. by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. You took proud words and touched their meager blood. You gave them wine and oil and the full grain, the rose of love, the sacraments of pain and death and joy and beauty, where she stood ineffable, like a beatitude, and washed in silver dawns and golden rain. You would not stoop for praises or for gain, and you have wrought us nothing else but good. They see your soul on flaming vans of song flash past the prisons, and they shake their bars with rage and malice. Where there is no light, they sit contriving mockeries and wrong. They know you have possessions in the stars, and they must spit at you their little spite.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
For Algernon Charles Swinburne by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. The cherry whitens in the April air. Young spring has spilt her magic on the wold. The woodlands ring with rapture as of old, and England lies new-washen, green and fair. Yet is she heavy with a secret care, for death, the ever-sharp and over-bold, hath taken our tongue of honey, our throat of gold, and we have digged a pit and left him there. So must he sleep, though it be high broad noon, or Venus glister in the darkling firs. The roses and the music are forgot, even the great round marigold of a moon that is for lovers and for harvesters, and all the sighing seas may move him not.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Votes for Women by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. Mark how their shining effigies are set forever on the firmament of time, like lovely words caught in a lovely rhyme, or silver stars kept in a fairy net. Ivory and marble hold them for us yet, and all our blossomy memories of them chime with all the honest graces of the prime. Helen and Ruth, Elaine and Juliet, and you in this disconsolate London square, flaunting an ill-considered purple hat and mud-stained, rumpled bargain-counter coat. You of the broken tooth and buttered hair, and idiot eye, and cheeks that bulge with fat, sprawl on the flagstones, chalking for a vote.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Death by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. For thou wert master of their windy keeps, in Tyre, in Ilium, and in Babylon, which smote the welkin many a year agone with torches and with shouting. Whoso sleeps on the large hills or drowns in the old deeps, his name shines in a book for thee to con, and thy chill pomps and aching triumphs are won where the forlornest woman sits and weeps. So that for thee we make embroideries, and for thy foul pate twist a beamy crown, who art the lord of laughter and of lust, who readest all their lesson to the wise, and to the fools as they go up and down. And it is this: a cry, a rose, and dust.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Leda by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. Out of my silver turrets I look down upon a garden wherein sleeps a rose who hath a ruby heart. Beside her glows unblemished in a drifted vestal gown yon lily, and beyond them lies a town of tufted green, and each sweet bloom that blows, midmost from whence a little fountain throws his gentle sprays, which seem but half his own. And on the lake that skirts our dreary wood there sails forever a new washen swan, who is as white as milk or angels are. At dawn he glitters in the solitude, at dusk he goeth glimmering and wan to where one waits him, white like a young star.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Baby in the Ward by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. We were all sore and broken and keen on sleep, tumors and hearts and dropsies, there we lay, weary of night and wearier of day, with no more health in us than rotten sheep. Then tossed to us on some intangible deep, Alicia came, and each man learnt to pray that Providence would please find out a way to still or abate the voice with which she would weep. God's infinite mercy, how that child did cry, in spite of bottle, bauble, peppermint, nurse. The tumor said he'd tell the manager. The dropsy mumbled forth his bitterest curse, but still she wailed and wailed. And when we die, we shall be sainted for forgiving her.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
For H.M.C. by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. I wonder which hath triumphed, you or death, for he hath torn you ultimately from your place, and shattered all the woman in your face, and put his last injunction on your breath, and ferried you across to his dim staith, where there is none who hath either hope or grace, but only the unimaginable race of broken souls his wing encompasseth. Oh, pitiful and pitiful! And yet not all he asks is yielded up to him, and we who fight have our shrewd joy therefore. Upon your brow sitteth a shining, grim rapture of wars, and on your lips is set tonight the still smile of the conqueror.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Titanic by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. Upon the tinkling splintery battlements which swing and tumble south in ghostly white, Behemoth rushes blindly from the night. Behemoth, whom we have praised on instruments dulcet and shrill and impudent with vents. Behemoth, whose huge body was our delight and miracle, wallows where there is no light, shattered and crumpled and torn with pitiful rents. O towers of steel and masts that gored the moon, on you we blazoned our pomp and lust and pelf, and we have died like excellent proud kings, who take death nobly, if it come late or soon. For our high souls are mirrors of himself, though our great wonders are his littlest things.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
After by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. And when I die you should be grieved and go dumbly into the bitter fields alone, for you have long since made your widow's moan, and carried in your heart the widow's woe. Outrageous death hath neither feint nor blow to hurt you further. Thus without a groan I shall go down and be as cold as stone, and you will kiss me, and I shall not know. But haply then some mercy may befall, and to your breast this death in life being past, quiet may come and peace without alloy. Seeing you lone and lovely and downcast, they will possess you with a secret joy, and keep you with an angel at your call.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Student by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. A minx of 17, with rather fine brown eyes and freckles and a cheerful grin, she saunters up the ward, and stricken sin, nods and looks pleasant. Why should one repine? She takes her cases, looks for every sign, hammers and sounds the portly and the thin, plies them with questions till their cheap heads spin, and keeps them busy saying 99. It's my turn now. Oh, let me bare my chest and spread a level sheet across my crib, and be as wax for our meticulous miss, while she, poor dear, doing her anxious best, feels for the apex under the wrong rib, and wonders fiercely where my liver is.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
To a Certain Night by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. They perk you up in scarlet and horsehair, and let you say your usher tickling mows, for joy of which the unhanged prisoner glows, and counts his life a very small affair. Then you write verse. Out comes the Westminster. Why it comes out the Lord in heaven knows, and in black type on pea-green paper shows whose mantle it is that Milton used to wear. We who are justice to a mightier than the king have carefully perused your verse, Sir Charles, and hereby we deliver judgment on it. A more mechanic, less poetic thing was never penned even by Clough or Quarles. And Jupiter, what a mess you make of the sonnet!
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Ulster by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. The savage leopardess and she-wolves and bears cherish their offspring in the solitude, and red-eyed tigresses whose trade is blood, and female panthers and jackals in their lairs. The lowliest, sullenest mother creature wears in her hot heart a jewel of motherhood, and knoweth darkly that the only good is to defend and succor her rude heirs. And thou, whose might is from the east unto the west, whose front is of chilled iron and fine gold, who yet in glory and honor goest dressed, O great thewed mother of us all, behold how this thy sturdy child, who is foully sold, fights that he be not banished from thy breast.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
On the Death of Edward VII by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. All our proud banners mourn along the May. One who is plumed and powerful breaks us down. Marred are the orchards, shaken our strong town, and blackness covers up our bright array. The sceptre and the orb are put away, the scarlet changed for the funereal gown, and easy lies the head that wore a crown, and this which was a king is simple clay. O mighty death, the mightiest are thine, thou set'st his widow weeping in her place, and while thou pluck'st her heart with thy chill hand, and givest her to drink a common wine, the wondering sentry goeth at his pace, and England cries and cannot understand.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Promise by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. You know my pains, you see me in the hell through which I toil, hurt and uncomforted. You see on what base errands I am sped, and what I reap where we sold asphodel. And my songs are of sorrow, and I tell, knowing no other, tales of grief and dread. Though I be warm, I am as good as dead, and always we can hear my passing bell. And yet, dear spirit, you who have kind eyes that meet disaster with a child's amaze, you who have got a wild rose for your lips, and are all fashioned out of paradise, you shall stand safe beside the sapphire bays, and I will show you all our golden ships.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Mr. Asquith Wept by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. Rare and refreshing fruit, O ruddy and rare and odorous, behold the tree of Cant, and vain imaginings which we did plant that it might spread bright branches on the air, and drop for each poor man a rich man's share. and yield the lords of sentiment and rent, and every charlatan and recusant the proud rewards such arborage should bear. How it did prosper and blossom, our tree of trees, like the old green bay tree in the old script, but now by frosts of doom it hath been nipped, and to our frightened glances it appears blacker than the funereal cypresses, and we must water it with front bench tears.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Shepherd's Bush by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. Preposterous stucco, naughty ropes of light, the drunken drone of 22 brass bands, a flip-flap and some hokey-pokey stands, Smith on your left and Lipton on your right, and lions, lions, lions. And that bright particular marvel which be sure commands respect from fools of all and sundry brands, the press Lord Harmsworth prints from every night. Here, noble London, dost thou prowl and yell, or cause to disappear with horrid zest the meat and drink provided by the Jew? Here flickereth thy paltry, shadowful hell, and like a silver feather in the west, and fair as fair, the moon that Dido knew.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Freedom by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. Upon a hill they set her. She looked down to where the English orchards drink the light, and England's brawn flings flame into the night. And she had joy of weald and thorpe and town, and her joy was their joy. The dullest clown knew he was free, and insolence and might for all their pride were shaken before this right of liberty, which is the common crown. Still are her state and glory the marvel of men. Still for her state and glory and honor and fame the old brave shadows greet us through the mist, and we have strength because of them. How then shall we discern, without a touch of shame, the Welshman's shackle at her milk-white wrist?
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
For a Rich Man Who is Said to Believe in Poetry by T.W.H. Crosland. Read for LibriVox.org. Let us be filled with wild and fierce disdains. Let us contemn, disparage, and cry down these prancing stomachs who amass and own, inherit and squander, and have nets and chains and panoplies of penalties and pains, wherewith to extort the uttermost half-crown, for whom, indeed, the world's hard fields are sown, and its scant harvests gathered on gorged wains. Withal, we must believe good things of them, and show a kindly bosom while they stand grinning out of their proud and cunning eyes. Nay, even the chiefest shall not stir our phlegm, for he hath still knowledge of paradise, and hides an angel's feather in his hand.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The End by I know that our fair rose was slain last night. She is become a ruinous delicate wraith, and now she gives her perfumes up to death. No longer may she shine in the sweet light, or drink the dewy darkness, for the might that breaks the hearts of kings and staggereth bold men hath borne her down. Take me, she saith, unto the old dead roses, red and white. So, dearest, when the ultimate foul done and crawling knave into our hands shall thrust his figure of a comte and greedy fine for our poor gladness underneath the sun, I shall come laughing to your gentle dust, or you will come like balm to comfort mine.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
End of Sonnets by T.W.H. Crosland.